Very warm welcome to all our viewers today watching our literary program. Today with us we have a young soul who will give her introduction because it's in a different way. So welcome Anise to our program today, and like I said in my intro, you are going to introduce yourself now. Come on.
Hello, my name is Anise and I stand for peace like every other wannabe who will probably never make it in the industry. I can't slam, I can't rap. What I do is in between, so let's just call it a slap. Because that's my intention, that's my purpose, to give you slaps of reality through my verses. I've always been at the periphery of different forms of art. I could never fit into a specific genre of a specific style. And so I thought, why not combine the two things that I'm good at, and rap makes me more accessible to other people my age. However, my career path is completely different from the form of expression that I have. I am actually a freelance media executive. I work in PR. I also am an independent filmmaker. I like to go around and listen to people tell me their stories. I've worked in different institutions in Shillong, as in the last place I worked was in Martin Luther University as a PR officer and a media communications executive. Right now I'm a freelancer, so I work on different events in Shillong.
So coming about it, you come, like you said, your career path,
Yes.
when you talk about, what I know of is that you are studying, you're
Yes,
still a
ma'am.
student who's
Yes, ma'am.
pursuing her master's in geography,
Yes, ma'am.
and you've already given a wonderful introduction saying about your kind of work. So how did this go about? Tell us that how did your education, like coming from you are interested in mass media, and
Yes, ma'am.
you've worked extensively and you're still working. That's
Yes,
how you
ma'am.
see. So where does geography fits in?
Okay, ma'am. So I've always had an intense passion for geography. I've always been intensely passionate about studying Earth. Throughout my life, I went through different phases, and I got interested in different things. And then it just seemed more cool to study mass communication after my class 12. But honestly, I wanted to study geography. But I think it was a blessing in disguise, because I realized that my strength actually does lie in storytelling and in media. But every time I go for documentary shoots, for any kinds of shoots, I'm more interested in the natural terrain of the place than the actual thing I'm shooting. So I realized that I'm actually very interested in geography. I'm very interested in wildlife photography. In fact, most of my photography is wildlife photography. And I realized that geography is going to help me understand Earth better, shoot Earth better, and tell stories about Earth better as well. And also, since I have a lot of experience in PR, I see a massive future for sustainable PR. And whatever I learn theoretically from my master's, I will be able to apply it practically and create a kind of PR agency where everything is sustainable, from practical things like hoardings and flexes, to the actual production cost of an advertisement. The production that goes into an advertisement, is everything sustainable? To the tiniest detail, create a kind of brand of really sustainably aware PR.
So it all started young, the way you said. So can you just tell our viewers how it all started?
I'm going to say something that is a big cliche, but I think what played a major role is the fact that I was born in Shillong, which is called the rock capital, which I'll say is the capital of a lot of types of genres of music. I studied in KC Secondary School, Kiddies Corner, where over there a lot of focus is put on music, a lot of focus is put on art. So from the age of 3, I was put on the stage and I was asked to perform. And my headmaster, Sir Brian Walang, but when I was in class 8, he gave me an opportunity to actually start writing lyrics for songs that we would perform as a choir, we would perform as a school. And that's when it all started coming into place. And I would write the lyrics for most of the rap lyrics of our performances. And that's how it all came into being. And also my uncle was a real avid musician. He gave me my first Walkman when I was a small kid, and I had the cassettes and everything, and it was all thanks to my uncle and to Sir Brian Walang, and of course my parents, they always encouraged me.
So it's wonderful, how you've explained, and it's something very unique which way you have gone. So now tell our viewers, and I hope our viewers also want to know about the kind of genre. You've said something which is different, slap art. So that will be interesting for our genres, our viewers to know about the genre you're talking about.
Actually, this genre of slap art actually came into being when I was in college. There was an open mic performance, so it was the first time that I actually went on stage, and there just happened to be a guitar. So I was performing my poetry, and then for some reason I just picked up the guitar and played along while I was performing my poetry, and I realized that my whole body started feeling very different when I started combining the lyrics and the guitar. And suddenly people in the room who were not listening suddenly started listening to me. And I was able to be heard. People wanted to listen to me when I had combined these two things together. And it just felt like it fitted. Because I with songs, I can't do it because my lyrics, they have a lot of dynamics. So there are something, and they're not very conventional in the form of how songs are written. So if I were to try and turn my lyrics into a song, it would be the most boring song you've ever heard in your life. And so that's why I decided, okay, why not break it up and turn it to something different? And that's what happened. And the name actually came up when I was sitting in my room, and I was saying, I can't rap, and my sister said, so you slap. And so my sister gave me the name, and that's how the whole thing happened.
How do you think, that today's youth relate to your art form? And like you have already said that how things are happening. So how do you feel the youth relate to art in a general form and especially to your art form?
So the thing is that since the beginning, I've always covered a lot of issues that I didn't just write for writing. I wrote with a lot of issues in mind. And I'll give you to answer your question, I'll give you an example. So recently, earlier, I don't know if you know about Mark Stone. He used to have a Saturday Night Live show every Saturday. So on one of those fine days, Sir Mark asked me to do a piece. So I went online and I wrote the piece 2 minutes before I was supposed to go on, because I had an old one, but I said, no, that's talking about other issues that are not really relevant right now. Right now, there's a much bigger issue because I'm losing a lot of my friends to suicide. And I need to say something, I need to at least try. So I wrote a piece and I performed that piece, and towards the end of the program, I was shaking, and Mark Stone was also, he did not know what to say at that point. Nobody knew how to react because it was very different, and I felt different, and I logged off. And soon after that, I got many messages from people I have never met before saying, thank you so much. You don't know where I was, but after hearing your poem, I feel like maybe there's a reason. I feel like going on. I feel like, okay. So that is just an example. In other times, of course, there have been times when I've tried to be an advocate for other people. But over time, I've developed my work, and I've realized that being an advocate is not really something that I can do through this platform. But what I can do is I can try my best to get my message across, which is just to inspire people to keep going, and just to stop, smell the flowers, stop, look up at the blue sky. It's going to be okay. That's my message right now, because I feel like, especially post-pandemic, the economy, the wars, everything that's going on, I feel right now that mental health is really being affected by all of our mental health, and we don't realize also. So I just want to spread something every day to just stop the number of suicides, the number of people turning to drugs. That's a big issue as well in our small city. In fact, so many of my close friends, I'm losing them, and I feel like art is the only way that can bring people back to.
A lot of youth who are listening to you or who are watching you today would also like to be a part of the kind of art which you're doing, or if so, how would you because you said you want to put up a message
Yes.
out there, so how would you want to, if so, like if these
Yes.
young people want to like approach you,
Yes.
learn the art,
Yes.
how
of
would you
course.
want to go
that,
about
that
it?
would be
There
absolutely.
are two facets of the question, of course.
Yeah. That would be absolutely amazing if I could ever create like a domino effect with slap art and it actually becomes a genre that people use. I wouldn't ever want to be credited with the creation of slap art because there's no such thing as, I don't think that can, you can't really, ownership in art is a very murky thing to talk about. So I would never be able to say that, yes, I created this genre because I didn't. I just named it slap art, but people have been reciting poems to music for years, since time immemorial. But going back to your question, so slap art is not, so it's not really to inspire people to become slap artists per se, but it's to inspire youth who don't fit into a specific category to create their own. So I'm saying, okay, I can't rap, I can't be a rapper, I can't be a slam poet. Okay, I'll just create my own thing and do my own thing and say what I have to say. So that is what I would like you to take. Like, I'm not saying like do slap art, but create your own way. If you're thinking of something, you're thinking of an idea, do it because it's actually quite funny because I remember this thing. This friend of mine, he always has melodies in his head. So he would always, I have this melody in my head of this, and he would never put it down on paper. But then one day, we're sitting in the car, and the same melody plays on the radio. I heard him sing it first before it was. So I'm saying, if you get the inspiration, I honestly believe, I don't know where it comes from. Some people call it God. Some people call it, a spiritual realm. The scientists call it the field. I would like to call it the source. So when the source speaks to you and the source gives you something, do it. Because it's meant to be heard, it's meant to be done. Even Tupac Shakur said in one of his rhymes, when I write rhymes, I go blind and let the Lord do his thing. So in the same way, I feel like every artist, when inspiration strikes, it just strikes. And I believe that we're all artists. We all get inspired, we all get ideas, and those ideas are important.
So as we have a very short time, so what would you say your vision is for how do you see your art, and also how do you see yourself, because you dabble in two fields. So how do you see yourself? I would not say years or but at least say months.
In the coming months, ma'am, I see myself coming out with a lot of creative videos that I'll be coming out with on YouTube, on my channel. I'm going to create like a new form of music video, but slap art style. So I'll be coming out with a lot of this coming. I'm not taking any more projects this year. I'm just going to, whatever money I've saved, I'm just going to use it to produce some creative videos. So I'll be doing that. I will be coming up with 1 or 2 short films as well, fiction films in the coming next few months. Okay. And apart from that, I'll just be in the jungle collecting soil samples, breaking open rocks. That's about it.
Coming back to that, we would like you to do a little bit of your slap
definitely,
art,
ma'am.
yeah, for our viewers.
Okay, definitely, ma'am. So I will perform for you something that I just wrote between the wee hours of last night and this morning. I'll get my guitar and yeah, I'll perform.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Shall I just start, ma'am?
Yes, please go ahead.
I'm on the bridge, water rages below my feet. Above my head, a calm blue sky. I hear a hit from the 60s on repeat. As an old man with a wooden pipe and unrefined dry tobacco leaves, casually changing the radio station, crushing in his palm, ecstatic calm every time a song I know comes on. But the static reminds me of paper planes dropping messaging bombs and symbols and codes for subliminal comms. And this bridge must have once been shiny because it's metal, but now it's faded rust like a chicken dinner medal. And below, the surface foam like white cotton candy, frothing at the edges of jagged rocks like the spit in between the teeth of a rabid dog. And on top is a fisherman who caught something big. His veiny hands are reeling. I like the outside and I like this bridge because the sky doesn't seem like a ceiling. I fell off existence a while ago and now all I am is a feeling. My ego is kneeling for forgiveness by the facade of human is peeling. But I hope that consciousness may one day save our race and heal our grieving. Because the scars are conscious, and so is the healing, as conscious as the soil, the waves and the seedling, as conscious as the molecules of air I'm breathing, as conscious as the minuscule atoms interweaving, as conscious as the mycelium giving and receiving. Nothing can stop me from believing that Mother Nature can nurture us back to the core essence of our being. I have hope because I see leaves going green and going brown and reaching for the sky and falling to the ground, becoming one with the earth and one with the mother, one with the self and one with the other. I have hope. Because no matter how heavy the black of the night weighed, the birds still sing every morning. I have hope. Because the trees take thick black smoke, clogging our throats and turn it into the clear winds where we go to clear out the dark, dusty corners of our soul. I have hope because I see the look in my parents' eyes even when I get a high fever at the age of 25. I have hope because I see people strive for a better life and fight blood, sweat and tears day and night. I have hope because I see minorities get higher for basic human rights and rise to heights infinitely high to inspire younger generations to push further. I have hope because your eyes reflects depths of love that could engulf any sickly psyche and clothe it in velvet shawls of purity, abolishing mediocrity. I have hope because I see kindness in your eyes, I see kindness in your soul, and I see kindness in your smile. I have hope in humankind to thrive when we realize love was the purpose all along. Clichés were true, so were all the songs. It is that simple, like popping a pimple, and no worldly divide can separate the collective consciousness of life. Consciousness shall survive and thrive. Because we are all interconnected by an intricate design, intertwined minds on a journey to find the answers of space and time, unconfined by brainwashed souls and manufactured minds. The answer is in the hive. Consciousness of the self is consciousness of the collective hive mind, one mind, but more than 8 billion perspectives.
A lot of issues, which the current issues, like what you said, and we can continue so much to talk about it. But since we are running short of time, what would your message be to our viewers, especially our parents and young people, listening to you today? I hope they can relate to and have an impact on it. So how would you, what would your message be for them?
I think my message is that we live in a very fluid world right now. So stop being so hard on yourself to fit into a specific category. Stop being so hard on yourself. It's a fluid world. There are fluid opportunities and you can be whoever you want to be. Seriously, it's not a cliche. It is actually possible now. So do it. And please, parents, believe in your children. If they're creating something new, just support them because it's going to work out. We need new now. The old is out. That's all.
Okay, that's like, okay, the parents, I'm really not sure if they'll be like happy about the old being out, but definitely what you said is that, yeah, you have, used the term fluid. I'm sure most of our viewers might relate or might not understand the term fluid. So it would, would be kind enough to just explain in very short, in a very simple way, what the term fluid means.
I'll define it for you
very short.
The best way I can is we don't have to stay inside the lines of a circle when we color now. Remember when we were 3 years old, the teacher would be like, stay inside the line, stay inside the line. Yeah, it's fluid now. You can color the whole page if you want to. Nobody's going to judge you for it.
Awesome, that's great, yeah. That's a wonderful way how you have explained it, Anis. I hope our viewers and especially our young people and our parents can understand now, better understanding of the term, and you've kept it in a very simple way. What flows, let it flow. Don't put it in boundaries, just let it flow. Thank you so much, Anis, for being a part of this wonderful discussion, and I hope our viewers, who have viewed the program has some impact on it and also reflect back on it. Thank you so much again for being a part, and a warm thank you to all the viewers who had viewed today, and I hope it has impacted in certain ways, or you would reflect back about what she had put out the message, especially for our young people out there. Thank you once again.